Here are 3 price targets that I have for XPR in 2025, even though nothing I say is financial advice nor a guarantee. However, I do want to start off with a very quick disclaimer, and that is the fact that this isn't XRP. Again, this is XPR. Some people were commenting on my videos and saying, why are you talking about XRP? It's a totally different project. Well, yeah, it is. I think some people thought it was XRP for whatever reason. But again, this is XPR, which is a different project. But it does share some similarities, which I'm going to get a little bit later on in the video as to why I think so. And also the second, thing I want to mention is the fact that as to when exactly this is going to happen in 2025, I'm going to talk about when I believe hypothetically it could, sometime around then, a little bit later on in the video. But even besides that, my first price target that I have for XPR in 2025 is going to be 15 cents. And the reason why is because I do believe that the XPR network has amazing fundamentals. And let me explain why. If we take a look at XPR, it is a layer 1 proof of stake blockchain, which some people may think that, okay, who cares? There's a lot of them. And I do agree with that. However, this one is very special in the sense that it's even been stated how the XPR network provides an alternative to traditional payment systems like ACH and SWIFT. And we all know SWIFT, right? That's very massive in the banking world. So this is a massive thumbs up. Also, or should I say, or Visa, right? Visa is absolutely massive as well, and MasterCard. Now, again, that's an absolute giant. Now, they all do this through an innovative resource model. So you got to think about that. When it comes to the XPR network, it may not necessarily be the biggest, but man, its fundamentals are very rock solid in my opinion. Now, not to mention as well, if we take a look at projects like this, what are they focused on? They're focused on 2 markets, in my opinion, in the broader sense, right? First of all, it's going to be global trade and finance, and also the second being the payments market. And when I take that into consideration, there's some big players in this space because first of all, of course, we know XRP, we know XLM, we know XDC, we know XCN, and we have XPR. Now, again, this is why I think it's kind of similar in a sense when it comes to XRP because it is, focused on the same market, even though, again, it's not the same project. And yeah, I just want to make that clear. However, we have to take a look at just how massive this market could be. The payments market, even as of right now, is currently valued at over $2 trillion, which is insane if you think about it because even the AI market, according to Grandview Research, is predicted to reach nearly $2 trillion by 2030. So you got to think about that. That's pretty much 5 years away at this point, predicted to be worth that much. But then again, the payments market is even already valued more than that, even as of right now. So when people say the AI market could be massive, which I do believe it will, the payments market, really, the potential of it is absolutely amazing in my opinion, hypothetically. Now also take a look at the global trade and finance market. It is predicted to reach up to $5 trillion in value by 2028 according to Mordor Intelligence. So when you think about projects that are focused on this space, is there really going to be an oversaturated market? I kind of disagree with that because if you think about the Ripple and SEC case, because that did happen for quite a while, not many developers were willing to jump into this space. And I think the reason being was because of the bad perceived reputation, right? A lot of people probably thought that, hey, if we launch a project, we're going to have to spend a lot of resources, a lot of time, a lot of effort. And then let's say we join a market that already has, kind of a bad perceived, notion. Why would we do that? I think a lot of developers thought that and was like, okay, yeah, probably let's just move on to like AI projects or like, NFTs, DeFi gaming, whatever the case may be. But was that a bad thing? I think if anything, it's actually a blessing in disguise because as of right now, there isn't that many dynamic competitors. Of course, we know, again, XRP and XLM. But if we remove that, right, of course, we have XDC, XCN, we have XPR. Of course, there's some others, but I'm just saying this one kind of feels like it's sort of in a market that is actually very massive, not that many good competitors. Isn't that kind of absolutely fantastic? Because just imagine once that hype really kicks in when it comes to this space, once the bull run progresses into 3rd, 4th, and 5th gear, which I don't believe we're in as of right now because of course we're having a pullback, but I think better days are ahead. But even besides that, once that really jumps back in again, or should I say comes back in a massive way, could you imagine all the attention that is being focused on these projects that aren't that many that are good? Naturally, if there isn't that many good options, something like XPR could have a higher probability to be chosen. That's just logically the way to take a look at it. So this is a very amazing project. Now, we also have to take a look at the XPR network, what is so special about it. And that is the fact that it is an ISO 20022 compatible blockchain. Now, this is very impressive in my opinion because if you take a look at that, right, again, ISO 20022, that is currently being used by many financial institutions from all around the world for inter-organizational data exchange. As I begin to say this, right, I think some people are beginning to understand again how similar something like XPR is to, let's say, Ripple, aka XRP, or Stellar, aka XLM, or XDC, for instance. This is just one of these hidden gems, in my opinion. Now, again, it's not a small project by any means, but when you compare it to something like an XRP and XLM, this is really kind of small in the grand scheme of things. Some people, they like to say, hey, we're going to find the next XLM or XRP. Okay, yeah, maybe they're looking for that, but the way I view it is that I can't find the next quote-unquote XRP and XLM if I'm going into XRP and XLM as of right now, if that makes sense, right? The only way I can find the next version of that is if I get into a new project that's pretty much focused on the same market, but then way lower market cap, which I do believe something like XPR is. Now, of course, I'm not telling anyone to buy XPR or anything like that. However, that is my point of view. Also, we have to take a look at, for instance, right? It can also be used, I'm talking about the XPR network here, for various applications such as decentralized finance, aka DeFi, and as well as gaming. Why could this be a good narrative for it moving forward? Because the gaming market, more specifically when it comes to blockchain gaming, there's a lot of hypothetical potential here, in my opinion. For instance, according to Granby Research, the blockchain gaming market is predicted to reach over $300 billion in value by 2030. And also, they have a prediction as well, again, Granby Research, for a different market that year, which is the decentralized finance market, which they predict, again, by that year, 2030, the market size of the DeFi market is expected to be worth over $200 billion. So again, when you take a look at the XPR network, again, potentially being able to, let's say, right, be used for applications such as DeFi and gaming, this is awesome, in my opinion, the way to take a look at it. XPR, it's a very complete project. I get it. It's not the most popular one out there, but isn't that kind of the point? That's just the way I view this project, and it's a no-brainer pick for me. And when I take all that into consideration, at the price of 15 cents, that wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Now, my next price target is going to be 20 cents. And some people may think this is a little bit too much, but I disagree, because if XPR were to go to that price, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be nearly $5.5 billion. This is really peanuts, in my opinion. Think about this, right? Even XRP, as of right now, has a market cap of over $100 billion. Also, not to mention, back in 2021, during the peak of that bull run, Dogecoin reached over $80 billion in market cap. Shiba Inu reached around $40 billion. So when you take a look at stuff like this, I mean, really, this isn't too much to ask for, in my opinion. I'm not saying that XPR is going to be the number one performing project of all time, because it clearly isn't, in my opinion. However, does that mean that it's a bad project? No, because just achieving a glimpse of like even XRP or like, something like a Doge or a SHIB, it's already hypothetically very fantastic. Keep in mind, 20 cents is a 50x from here. I mean, man, this is a no-brainer for me. Even though I'm not guaranteeing anything, the way I view it is that, 20 cents doesn't seem too much to ask for. Now, my third and final price target for XPR is going to be 25 cents. And the reason being is because I believe that this bull run could be so special. And as the old saying goes, a high tide raises all ships. As of right now, there's over 600 million crypto owners, according to Crypto.com research. Now, just think about why over 600 million is actually very impressive. Because during the peak of the 2021 bull run, there was roughly around 300 million crypto owners. Now, again, there's over 600 million. That's pretty much double. This is how amazing this bull run could really be, in my opinion. Now, of course, we're seeing the market have a pullback, generally speaking, but I think better days are ahead. And also, you take a look at the Bitcoin ETF, the Ethereum ETF, the number of institutional investors, the amount of enterprise adoption, and also the attention as of right now for projects that are focused on global trade and finance and the payments market. Because of that, I think that really this bull run could be something so special for something like XPR. But it's just a matter of time. And now, again, I think people don't really care anymore about the Ripple and SEC case. I think they just realize that, yeah, it is whatever. Because think about this logically. When people say that, sometimes when people, that I know regurgitate that and said, yeah, like this is security and all this type of stuff, I just disagree, because I've never understood that since the beginning. If I buy XRP, does that automatically mean I own a part of Ripple? No, right? So then how does that mean it's a security? It just doesn't make any sense. Now, it's not like being a security is bad or anything, because there is a bunch of securities out there, and it's not like, they're having a hard time. We're seeing very popular ones do very well. But then again, if something isn't why should it be labeled as that, right? And then becoming a security, there's a lot of stuff to go through, like a lot of documentation is just complete hassle, a lot of regulations. Yeah, it's just a no bueno in my opinion. So then I think people probably they realize that as well, which is why we're seeing this market as of right now be on the rise. So again, when I take all of that into consideration, 25 cents wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. And now some people may be thinking, how soon? Usually altcoins, as a worst case scenario, they typically peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. And the last Bitcoin halving event happened in April last year in 2024. So 18 months from then is actually around October this year. Now, this is just more so of a gauge because it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen exactly at that time, right? It could happen earlier, which would be awesome, or maybe a little bit later. But then history, even though it doesn't always repeat itself, it does tend to rhyme. And that is why I titled this video 2025 price targets, because I'm more so taking a look at this year. However, even besides that, what is my buying strategy? Anytime I do an income, I'm acquiring, I'm holding, and I'm just waiting. That's it. It's so simple. I am not going to be day trading or using leverage or swing trading when it comes to any cryptocurrency that I own. Again, dollar cost averaging is what I do. And again, 25 cents during this bull run wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think XPR is that amazing. And I think this bull run could be that fantastic. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's Malik the Captain, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace. Bye.